All right, this is the City of Avondale, States, Georgia, Board of Mayor Commissioners. It's a regular meeting. It's April 24th, 2024. It's 5:30. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We have an agenda before us. Do I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Commissioner comments. We will start down there with Commissioner Watt.
I have nothing today, unfortunately.
Okay.
Hey, I did want to let the public know that I'm very excited to announce art is alive and well in Avondale. The Avondale Art Alliance, as you guys know, does have a gallery just down the street there. They had a opening last weekend for Bountiful Earth. Just wanted to let everybody know that you should check it out. They're open on the weekends. It's just a wonderful space. There's a lot of interest. There's a lot of artists within the community and more abroad that are donating and showcasing their work. And it's a really neat thing to see what the Art Alliance is doing. It's really bringing art back to Avondale. So it's very exciting. I encourage everybody to check it out.
Stole my thing.
I'm sorry.
Commissioner Rainey.
I don't have too much today. Just thank you all for being here. And Lisa and I will be having a commissioner chat tomorrow, 11:30 to 1 at the Avondale Arts Alliance building, right down the street. So
I'm one and all.
yeah, come one and all. We'll talk about whatever you like.
Yep. And I just want to say to folks to get your tickets for the Wine and Art Walk. Coming up Mother's Day weekend on Saturday. It's going to be amazing. I remember when we did this a few years ago, it was so much fun. There's even I think trolley or a bus trolley to help transport you from place to place if you don't want to walk all the way. So please come.
And yes, I was at the Arts Alliance event Saturday night. It was great. I think I'm guesstimating 200 people.
Wow, that's great.
It was a really good vibe, as I say, and I'm really glad we're able to do that, and hope we can figure out what's next. And but yes, a lot of interest, and a lot of people from Avondale, but a lot of people obviously from somewhere I don't know everybody in Avondale, but I generally kind of recognize folks, and a lot of visitors, a lot of interest, a lot of artists from the area. And great event. So go check it out if you can. That's all I got, Mr. Manager.
Yes. So we held another e-recycling day last weekend, and I am happy to announce that we recycled 5,500 pounds of electronics last Saturday.
Wow.
As these continue to be a success, we will continue to hold these events. But very proud of our community for coming out and helping us to recycle, materials that are difficult to store and or handle. This Saturday is National Drug Take Back Day. And residents can come and safely dispose of unwanted prescription drugs or expired prescription drugs here at City Hall from 10 a.m. to noon. Of course, we always have the option for folks to drop off their unwanted prescriptions at our take back bin located in the lobby here at City Hall anytime during our operating hours. Next Tuesday at 6, yoga on the town green will happen again as Anurati Yoga returns thanks to the sponsorship of the Bolst Homegrown team. And I was going to talk a little bit about the Wine and Art Walk, but I thought you handled it well, Lisa. So we're really looking forward to showcasing our local businesses during that event. We have 26 businesses participating as pouring stations. I think that's fantastic, and can't wait to see everybody there.
Thank you.
Oh, excuse, one more thing. Unfortunately, due to the soaking we received last Sunday, we had to reschedule our first weekend wind down concert of the year from last weekend to this weekend. We're anticipating good weather this weekend, so we encourage everybody to come out and see the Mosier Brothers this weekend. And the food and beverage area will open at 4 and music will begin at 5 and run till 7. So please come join us on the town green to kick off the weekend wind down series with good weather and good vibes.
And that's Sunday.
That is Sunday.
Okay. 4, 6. Okay, great, thank you.
Mhm.
All right, anything else? All good, okay. All right. Moving on to item number 4. We have before us the meeting minutes of the April 10th, 2024 regular meeting and the April 10th, 2024 work session. Do I have a motion to engross the minutes?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, so item number 5, Garden Week proclamation. Did you have anything you wanted to, before or after? Okay, all right. Well, allow me to read
After
this.
you read it, then we can go to dinner.
Absolutely.
At one of our local Avondale establishments.
Yes, absolutely, thank you. Yeah, all right. So by the mayor of the city of Avondale Estates, that's me, a proclamation Garden Week in Georgia, whereas the Avondale Estates Garden Club was founded on June 10th, 1931, with 34 women at the invitation of Miss Jermaine McGovern, gathered at her home at 22 Dartmouth Avenue. Shortly thereafter, the women began to beautify public areas of the city. And whereas the inaugural project of the AEGC was the planting of the Abelia hedge along North Avondale Road. AEGC's beautification program expanded to include enhancing the shores of Lake Avondale and the bird sanctuary beyond it. And whereas AEGC activities extended beyond its neighborhood and included more the beautification activities. These included contributions to the plantings at the Governor's Mansion and in Piedmont Park, presentations of various educational opportunities, and visitations at garden-related sites both locally and around the state. And whereas beautiful landscapes and gardens are one of Georgia's greatest resources, and whereas when visitors visit our botanical gardens and state and federal historic gardens, Georgia's economy benefits. Garden Week in Georgia provides an opportunity to celebrate and recognize the importance of these areas to our state. And whereas organizations like the Garden Club of Georgia, Inc. serve the citizens of Georgia through programs that are meant to beautify our state, conserve our resources, and foster education in Georgia. And whereas the Garden Club of Georgia, in partnership with the Georgia Department of Natural Resources Historic Preservation Division, the Georgia Department of Economic Development, and the National Park Service Southeastern Region, helps to award grants for restoration of Georgia's historic landscapes and gardens. Now, therefore, I, Jonathan Elmore, Mayor of the City of Avondale Estates, do hereby proclaim April 21st through 27th, 2024 as Garden Week in Georgia, and encourage citizens of our city to recognize the work gardeners and landscapers do to keep the city beautiful. And it's just whereas and witness of and all that. So, thank you so much.
Good job.
To come down for a photo. So let's all do that. You too.
I'll let you slide out.
Yeah. A little bit.
All right. I'll put it here for now.
We're getting a better one.
I like it though. That's great.
It's also iterations.
I didn't want to. I do that.
People on sometimes.
That looks good.
Yeah, well,
Why don't you need to go right next to that sign? You blend beautifully.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Get close to me. I don't mind.
Is that everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3 here. And then I have another phone. And then Zoe will do this. 1, 2, 3. And then Zoe. Say cheese, why not?
Cheers.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, guys.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike, before I get in.
Ahí vamos, más.
Bush Hill's, meeting.
At the Arts Gallery, because they have a big thing in here tomorrow. I think that'll be nice.
Good, how are you? I said didn't really have a name.
Wow.
Right, yeah. Okay. Item number 6, we have before us a resolution to recertify Avondale as Georgia Municipal Association Certified City of Ethics. Do I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
That was Lionel. Do I have a second? Second. That was Mike. Mr. Manager?
Hey, nothing really for me to say here. Like you said, this is a resolution to recertify the city as a GMA certified city of ethics, which requires the commission to pledge itself to uphold various tenets as outlined in the resolution before you.
Okay. I certainly am in favor of this. Hope that we can do this anyway. Any other comments, questions, concerns?
You know what, I'll say something about this. I thought about this a lot, and I'm glad we're signing this. One thing that I will say is that I think, you know, besides us up here signing this, I would hope that the public understands that they're a part of this as well. You know, we are up here, you've put us up here. You should hold us accountable to these things when we sign things like this. That's really all I have to say about it. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else? Any questions, concerns, comments out there about this resolution? Any online? I don't always know if I can see the edge of it. So if I don't see it over there, it's not a handout.
Correct.
Okay, all right. I'm always thinking there's a hand off the screen or something that you can see that I can't. All right. Sorry, that's why I always hesitate. Okay, seeing none, I would like to bring it back for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. All right. We have before us, and this is item number 7, we have before us a resolution by the Board of Mayor Commissioners to approve the City of Avondale's curbside compost and finished compost return program. Do I have a motion to adopt?
So move.
That was Lionel. Do I have a second?
Second.
That's Lisa. Mr. Manager?
Yes, so we have been successfully awarded a grant providing $323,800 in funding for the introduction of a composting pilot program to be performed by Compost Now. The program required a match component, which we were able to execute in kind with the assistance of DeKalb County, who is also acting as a partner in this venture. The in-kind contribution has been accepted by the Department of Agriculture. We are ready to execute all documents pertaining to the program, and we'll be moving forward with the program in short order. If y'all have any questions about the program itself, I'm happy to field those. But as we've talked about before, the material that to be composted will be shared between local nonprofits Roots Down and the Food Well Alliance. Roots Down will distribute the compost to edible gardens at DeKalb County libraries, and the Food Well Alliance will provide finished compost to Black, Indigenous, and people of color, farmers who are Black, Indigenous, and people of color through their Farm Resource Center. So we're excited to participate. We think our community is one who will provide a significant benefit to those nonprofits, and happy to see how it goes.
Well, thank you. And I'd like to add that just on the resolution, the U.S. Department of Agriculture is committed to providing $323,800 for the program, with local match requirement of $80,000. And Commissioner Ted Terry's office is going to contribute $51,350 of that. And so I'd just like to thank Commissioner Terry. I think that's great. So it's going to be a nice program. I was talking to Ellen beforehand. We got some vegetarians in the house. We generate a lot of compost that normally just goes in the garbage. We don't really, our yard doesn't have any sun, so we don't really do a whole lot of gardening, but glad to be able to do something with that besides put it in the landfill, because we used to compost all the time at our old house. So I think that's cool. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I just want to say, I mean, I loved it when we did the pilot program for the film recycling. And I want to commend staff for taking advantage of these pilot programs when we get opportunities to do them. It's great for Avondale to be on the cutting edge. And even if we aren't able to get the program long-term, you know, immediately after the pilot program, it's nice to know that because of us accepting and being part of the test to see if these programs are viable, that it might actually come to fruition later. So just a really great and fun thing for our community.
Yes, cool. All right. Any other?
No, I was just gonna say, I'm proud of our community that we've been put in a position to do this by Commissioner Terry's office and by the Department of Agriculture, because I feel like, we're a pretty conscientious community, and I think we'll get a lot of good participation and hopefully serve as a good example moving forward for this. So
Yes, should be fun. I think so.
I just want to say that, this is very cool. And really, for homeowners, there's really nothing to do except put it out, right? Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and the information about the logistics of the program will be forthcoming as.
Right.
Great. Yep. Okay. So I'll go up here.
Yep.
Any comments, questions, concerns out there? All right. Seeing none, I'd like to bring it back for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All right. Item number 8, public comment. I would like to point out that my friend Gabrielle Rogers is over here. He just happens to be running for District 4. Gabrielle? Yeah, sure.
Good evening. Is it okay? Perfect.
You know the routine now, right?
Well, good evening. Thank you, Mayor Elmore, and to the commissioners and the community. As stated before, I'm Gabrielle Rogers, and so very excited to be here today to briefly greet you. I am a wife of a proud union worker. I have 2 boys. I'm also a business professional, a lifelong public servant. And so, as stated before, I'm running for County Commissioner for District 4, which serves the great city of Avondale State. So I'm running to reimagine our quality of life. And that's in 3 areas. That's in economic development, that's in public safety, and that's in housing. I'm very well aware of the smart growth mantra that you all have here in Avondale Estates. When I initially kicked off this campaign a year ago, I sat down with every community leader to understand the issues and the needs of every city. So I'm very excited to potentially work with you as a county commissioner. In addition to learning more about my platform, please visit Elect Rogers for the Cab 4. You can follow us on Facebook as well, Gabrielle Rogers for the Cab, and Instagram, Rogers for the Cab. So again, I'm Gabrielle Rogers, running to serve each of you as the next county commissioner for District 4. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Good luck.
Yes, good luck. All right, public comment. And none online? Okay. Well, seeing none, I'd like to bring it back to, I have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
That was Lisa. Do I have a second?
second.
That was Graham. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. All good? Up here?
All good.
All right. So, yes, here we are. Okay, this is City of Avondale Estates, Georgia, Board of Mayor Commissioners, work session. It's April 24th, 2024. It is 5:51. I would like to call the meeting to order. We have an agenda before us. Do I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
That was Mike. Do I have a second?
Second.
That was Graham and Lionel all at the same time. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay. All right, first item of discussion, landscape contract proposal discussion. Mr. Manager.
Yes, as a part of the reorganization of the Public Works Department, there were two service areas that have been proposed to contract out for. One being sanitation, which has been executed and will begin on May 13th. Subsequent to a process to solicit a vendor for that service, we also requested from the board and received approval to release a request for proposals for landscape services, which we did in March. We received a whole bunch of proposals. I believe we received 9, right? Yeah, that's right. 9 proposals. So a lot of interest in the landscape program. Adrian, Marcel, and I prepared a comparison chart or spreadsheet for those proposals. I believe that spreadsheet is downloadable for you as a part of the online packet, if you would like to see those. In that workbook, you can see not only the kind of the cross section of the proposals themselves, but you can also see a cross tabulation of how we developed the criteria by which we are making a recommendation to you guys tonight. If you recall, during the process when we were trying to determine what the reorganization of the Public Works Department would end up looking like, we theorized that based on some preliminary quotes and monies that we had available in the general fund, that a budget of $130,000 for landscape services would be available. As you can see, we received most of the proposals that we received reflected what we believed the cost of the program to be. We had proposals from the range of $93,500 all the way up to $290,000. But most were in the $90,000 to $150,000 range. We are recommending a vendor to you tonight, Yellowstone Landscape. Yellowstone's proposal came in at a total of $98,350. So well within our budgeted resources, which, if y'all recall, will assist us with freeing up resources to potentially transfer to the capital fund at year end. Something that we were hoping would happen, but not necessarily expecting to happen. So that is good news if you are to accept this recommendation. I'm going to turn the floor over to Adrian so he can talk about the evaluation process of the proposals, why we are recommending Yellowstone to you tonight, and what a contract with Yellowstone will look like as we move forward into the future and bring that for you to consider. So Adrian?
Everyone. So Yellowstone, first of all, they had a really eye-popping price when it came to the proposal itself. So they backed it up with really good references. I spoke to Jason Neely of City of Johns Creek. They service 31 miles of right-of-way up there. They've renewed the contract with them several times. They also service the North Lake CID, and they actually took that contract from one of the other proposers. who I won't name just out of courtesy, but they got a glowing review from them as well. And also City of Atlanta Schools gave them a glowing review. And then on the site visits, their sites looked good. So, they made a very strong case, first of all, with the price. Then they backed it up with a really well-written proposal that reflected that they had, read the RFP and the addenda, which is important to me as I wrote it. They're and they're a nationally scaled company with resources to bring to bear to everything land management. So from irrigation to chemical use to mowing, horticultural practices, the safety practices are very advanced and they outline them in detail. So they just had a very satisfying proposal, top to bottom.
Good deal.
Now, Adrian, will you explain how you will supervise this contract and make sure that Yellowstone is held to account to the standard that our residents believe our green spaces should live?
Absolutely. So in the RFP, we require quarterly walks for all the sites, which at about 24 sites means pretty much a weekly site walk with the account manager. That's at the bare minimum. But also, we're asking for site-specific practices, especially for our parks. Willis Park, the lake, Town Green, we treat them all as discrete entities. These are all snowflakes. And the right-of-ways too are important, the plazas are important too, but the parks are really the centerpiece. And we're gonna be asking them to adopt practices they don't necessarily adopt for all their other customers. So we wanna do things like start leaving some leaves and come to the natural areas in some of our parks, leaving some leaves in beds when we can, when it's, not too aesthetically objectionable. So that'll reduce on blowing that you see in parks. We're gonna ask them also to, be very meticulous with how they use herbicides in our public spaces. So, pre-emergent is a fact of life with weed control, but we don't need all of our public sites to be soaked in post-emergent every week, which a lot of times when you go into campuses and you see pristine campuses, if you watch their landscapers, you can see them just everywhere they go. So it's gonna take constant monitoring on my part to make sure that they're pulling weeds every time they're on site. They're not gonna pull every single weed every time they're on site, but they need to do it every single time and make an impact over time. And that's the winning strategy for great maintenance in landscapes.
Wait a second, did I just hear you say pulling weeds?
Yes, absolutely.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that-
Favorite thing, right?
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
And that will be an elbow grease item for me to make sure they're sticking to it, because it's nobody's favorite thing, but it's got to be stuck to. But if you do it every single visit, you can make a big impact over time.
And it'll be less and less as time goes on.
And how often are their visits?
So 46 visits is what they put in their schedule per year, and that's a little less than weekly. And I gave the potential contractors the option to kind of give us that 45 to 52 visits a year window, with the understanding that around the holidays, they're usually not staffed the same, that, weather can impact some stuff. And there is a provision in the RFP too for, makeup service if weather is keeping them off of our sites. So, but 46 should be good to keep our properties policed year round. I do feel good about that.
And every visit, they're gonna hit every site, is that correct?
Yeah, they have to police every single property. So on every one of those 46 visits, during the dormant season, that won't be a lot of mowing, but at a minimum, it's gonna be policing for litter. If there's winter pruning that needs to be done, we'll do that. If there's winter weeds that need to be pulled, those will be policed as well. So that essentially weekly policing, short a few weeks, is baked into it.
Thank you.